Most people think they can. And oh, it's the same with necks. All my guys that come in, they're, well, my wife edged me up for me. Can you fix it? Yes. I'll reach for my shears. There are a couple of reasons that home bang trims don't go well. Whether you're doing it yourself or you're having a partner do it for you. Shears that are in your junk drawer are a different kind of blade. They're different, they cut by force, which is why I get aggravated as a hairdresser that when I try to cut wrapping paper, it's not a straight line because they're not sharp. They cut by force. When you're pressing force, it pushes and you get a crooked line. Professional shears should be so sharp that they cut by touch, and then that's how it removes it. I do this because you shouldn't hear them either. A nice pair you don't hear. And they close almost on their own, so that's where it alleviates stress for us, but cuts by touch. Versus when you're cutting with shears from home, it's pushing the hair as it's cutting it, so it'll be nice and crooked. And also, if you notice, I'm going to uncross my legs that I sit up straighter. When you also raise your arm to cut, I love the videos on YouTube where they're like, oh, you just do this. Well, you've already raised your arm. You're not center. There's no way, unless you're cutting them crooked, that they're going to come out even. So even though there's a lot of videos out there of neat little ways to do it, notice what goes wrong in them. They're from here to here, or they've cut themselves because they weren't paying attention to where they were. You're better off just asking your hairdresser, do you charge for bang trims in between? I would rather do them for you for free in between than to have to fix or grow out or anybody look at you and go, oh, I'm not going where she goes, her bangs look crazy. Plus, and there's I know it seems simple, but the type of bangs you have goes off the type of section for the round of your head, for the space of the forehead. Those things are all taken into consideration before we even pick up our shears of what look you're going for. So if you're not following that exact pattern, you're probably going to be unhappy. It's worth a call to your person and saying, I need a bang trim. They don't take that long. They should be able to work you in fairly quickly and appreciate the quick stop by on your way home, so you're not reinventing the wheel or growing back out. But they are super sharp. And the downside of that, if for people say too, you know, like, hey, my last girl, it's always longer on one side. If her shears are dull and it's pushing slightly, you can end up with a ½ inch longer on one side than the other. Or if she's not paying attention to how you're sitting and you're crossing your legs like I do when I sit down, you're not sitting square and it's going to be crooked also. So there are a lot of little silly things that you don't even think of that can affect whether you're going to have a good experience or not, and drive your girl crazy. Like it was even when you were in here, but then you stood up and now it's shorter.
So people should remember, nobody's sitting there with a T-square and a level.
Right.
Sure that your hair is straight.
Well, we get busy, we get chatty, we get excited to see you. And sometimes the capes drop over, so we can't even really see the front if we're focused on. And there's nothing worse than getting your masterpiece ready, you're very proud of it, and you take the cape off and you notice their legs are crossed. It's like, oh.
No crossed legs.
Right, so when we're yelling at you, make sure your legs aren't crossed. It's not yelling at you, we just don't.
Ever thought about ankle shackles?
We can try that. I wonder if we can make them charge more. No.
It's a bonus. It's a feature.
See?
It's an add-on.